So in this video, I just basically wanted to list all the books that I had read before I found and started Booktube. And, I mean, yeah, you can see this on my Goodreads, but I wanted to put a video of it. So, in elementary school, so the 1st through 4th grade, the books that I can remember reading in that time range: One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish by Dr. Seuss. That was on a shelf at my grandmother's house. Goodnight Moon, I remember them reading that to us in class. Are You My Mother by P.D. Eastman. That one I remember they read in class. A Very Hungry Caterpillar, they read that to us in class. The Emperor's New Clothes by Hans Christian Andersen. There was an old lady who swallowed a fly. They did that one in class. The Substitute Teacher from the Black Lagoon. I can't remember if that was one that they actually read to us or if I just checked it out from the school library. Stone Soup, John J. Muth. They read that to us in class. Harold and the Purple Crayon, they read that to us. The Giving Tree, they read that to us. Wayside School is Falling Down, which is from the Wayside School series, number 2. I remember them reading that to us, I think. Oh, The Places You Go by Dr. Seuss, I think they read that to us. Now, middle school would be 5th and 6th grade mostly. There was The Velveteen Rabbit, Amelia Bedelia, number 1, Charlotte's Web. I'm pretty sure we read that one in class. I started to get into the whole Goosebumps series and also the Ghost of Fear Street series by R.L. Stine. So I'd read the first one of that, which was Hide and Shriek. I also read a lot of Scholastic books. Each week or month they would give us a Scholastic flyer, and I think I only bought like 2 books, maybe 3 in the whole school career from it, but I also went to the book fair a couple times too. I loved the book fair. Even just looking through the pamphlet of the books was fun too. But, so I'd read Scared Stiff. Another Goosebumps I did was One Day at Horrorland, which is Goosebumps original series number 16. There was The Little Match Girl by Hans Christian Andersen. There was Welcome to Dead House, Goosebumps number 1. Island of the Blue Dolphins, that was 5th or 6th grade language arts. That was one of our required reading that we did in class. I really enjoyed that one. I liked that one. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Victor Hugo, classics. I did another Goosebumps was A Night in Terror Tower, it's number 27. My Side of the Mountain by Jean Craighead George. That was 5th grade required reading. I liked that one. I even tried to write my own little live out in the woods kind of story. Miss Nelson is Missing. Harry Allard. Then Stay Out of the Basement, Goosebumps number 2. Sideways Stories from Wayside School. Benicula. Return of the Mummy, Goosebumps number 23. How to Be a Vampire, Ghost of Fear Street number 13. I've always loved vampires. Movies, books, you know, whatever I can get my hands on. Vampires are awesome. Monster Blood, Goosebumps number 3. The Knight in Screaming Armor, Give Yourself Goosebumps number 9. Some of those were kind of fun, the Give Yourself Goosebumps ones, because you go into it, you read like the first couple chapters, and at the end of the chapter they say, okay, do you want to do this, or do you want to do that? If you want to do that, go to page, you know, whatever. If you want to do this, go to this page. And then you continue the story from there until you reach the end, so you can always go back and change your choice, and you get a totally different ending. There's usually at least 2 or 3 different endings, I think. The next one, The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, Goosebumps number 5. Mad About Madeline, The Complete Tales, Ludwig Bemelmans, by Ludwig Bemelmans. Shop Till You Drop Dead, Give Yourself Goosebumps number 25. Toy Terror, Batteries Included, Give Yourself Goosebumps number 20. The Indian in the Cupboard, Lynn Hyde Banks. That one we read in school, but I liked it. Still in middle school here. Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim, The Never-Ending Story. That one, I had bought that book, and to me, that book was huge, and it took me a while to get through it, but I felt very accomplished because it was so big to me. I loved that story. I've seen all the movies that they'd made from it, even the ones that weren't very popularized, but were closer to what the book was, but none of them could capture what was in the book. My favorite scene, I would have to say, was, I think, Atreyu was in the desert, and he was in the desert, he came across, like, this lion, and the lion had took him into a building, and the lion had laid down for the night, and it was like the lion had died. So when he died, everything that was desert grew up to this huge jungle, like super rainforesty jungle. And then in the morning, he would come back to life, wake up, and then the jungle would disappear and it'd just be desert again. And I think that it was like either the lion was different colors, or the desert was different colors, one or the other. But the way that it was described was just awesome. So I'm definitely going to be rereading The Never-Ending Story at some point. But anyway, back to the books. Tales to Give You Goosebumps, 10 Spooky Stories. It's a Goosebumps Special Edition number 1. It has 10 little stories in it. We also had to read Animal Farm by George Orwell during class. Then, yes, Blair, high school. So in high school, I read The Babysitter by Earl Stein. I read Spook Matinee and Other Scary Poems for Kids by George Ulrich. Romeo and Juliet, we had to read in class. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Quidditch Through the Ages. The Field Guide, which is The Spiderwick Chronicles, book number 1. In class we had to read Tuesdays with Morrie by Mitch Albom. I kind of liked it. Like, it wasn't super enjoyable. Like, as a non-fiction it was okay, but I liked the lessons that it was trying to teach. I also read J.K. Rowling, a biography by Sean Smith. It was only at that point that I was wanting to read a few biographies, because I was like, ooh, I want to be a writer. I want to read a biography about a writer, you know. But it was written back in like 2003 or something. Maybe not. That's about when I read it. Also, every year they would have the Lost and Found out on the table, and it was kind of up for grabs. I'd seen a book, and so I grabbed it, and like, it's just gonna get thrown away, why not? It was A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline L'Engle. So that was kind of cool, and I read it, and I enjoyed it. Then I found The Bad Beginning, a series of unfortunate events. And then, of course, the whole Harry Potter series. I had started book number 5, and I went back, read 1 through 4. I'd also read Sailor Moon, volume number 1, the manga that I'd found in the... it was in like a little office. There was a library, and I'd found it in their little office. And then I had found The Complete Tales of Beatrix Potter in the library. And so, of course, after high school, I ended up buying that book, but that was one of the big ones that I'd read during that time, because it was like, it was a collection of them, and looking through them, like, I love these illustrations, these stories are so cute, and, but yeah. Also, we had read Where the Wild Things Are, and might not have been high school, that might have been elementary. Wrong part of the list. But oh well. After high school, I think, is when Harry Potter 6 and 7 came out. I read those when they came out. Now from 2012 to 2015, I'd listened to like my first audiobook beyond what we had to listen to in school. They did us an audiobook of Edgar Allan Poe stories as well. But my first audiobook after school was Guilty Pleasures, Anita Blake, Vampire Hunter, #1 by Laurel K. Hamilton. I liked that one, and I definitely plan on picking up her whole series again. I'd also picked up Craft Inc. Business Planner by Meg Matteo Velasquez, and also The Space Planner by her, because I was like really into home decor and everything. And then I found a blog and email newsletter by Leonie Dawson, and she'd had a workbook, 2015 Create Your Amazing Year in Life and Business Workbook. So I picked that up too. 2016 to 17, I'd just gotten into commonplacing, which basically you write down quotes or ideas from whatever stimuli you're watching, TV, movies, books, whatever, and you put it on little index cards and then you sort it into different categories. There was a little kids book that's kind of about that I need to get. So, in 2016 to 17, the books I read, there was Organizing from the Inside Out for Teens, The Foolproof System for Organizing Your Room, Your Time, and Your Life by Julie Morgenstern. There was I Don't Have a Thing to Wear, The Psychology of Your Closet, Resin Alchemy, Innovative Techniques for Mixed Media and Jewelry Artists by Susan Leonard Kasmer. I started to really get into resin, so I wanted to pick up a couple books on that. The Steal Like an Artist Journal, also Steal Like an Artist. The original book, 10 Things Nobody Tells You About Being Creative by Austin Kleon. Show Your Work, 10 Ways to Share Your Creativity and Get Discovered by Austin Kleon. How to Fail at Almost Everything and Still Win Big, Kind of My Story of My Life by Scott Adams. The Creative Habit, Learn It and Use It for Life, Twyla Tharp. Your Best Year Ever, A 5-Step Plan for Achieving Your Most Important Goals by Michael Hyatt. Thrifting for Gold, not a very good one. Content Creation Handbook, not a very good one. 100 Things Every Artist Should Know. Declutter Extreme. How to Blog a Book by Nina Emmer. Organizing from the Inside Out, not teen version, normal version. The Accidental Creative, How to Be Brilliant at a Moment's Notice by Todd Henry. Die Empty, Unleash Your Best Work Every Day by Todd Henry. Outlining Your Novel Workbook by K.M. Wieland. I really love her workbooks. Bird by Bird, Some Instructions on Writing a Life by Anne Lamott. Structuring Your Novel from Basic Idea to Finished Manuscript, Robert C. Meredith. Lila, An Inquiry into Morals, Robert M. Persig. I didn't finish that one. I was mostly just looking into that one because of what the part that was wrote about the commonplacing about his index cards. That's what I was looking for when I read that one. A Creativity Guide to Exploring Your Life by Graham Gordon Ramsay. Creating Character Arcs by K.M. Wieland. Hold Still by Sally Mann. A Beautiful Mess photo idea book. Elsie Larson. Life Coaching for Writers, Sarah Beth Watkins. What to Do with an Idea, Kobe Yamada. I read that in 2017. So that's all of the books that I read before Booktube.